So I'm on page 2 of your review sheet. I'm on number 13. What do I do first?
6x from 8.
Yeah, I like to move all my x's first. So I'm going to subtract the 6x from 8. On the right-hand side, it cancels. On the left-hand side, I get 2x minus 12 is greater than 4. Now what? Yeah, trying to get that x alone, I'm going to add 12 to both sides. When I do that, my 12's cancel. I get 2x is greater than 16. I'm going to run out of space here, so I'm moving up. Now what?
Divide 2x. Or, yeah, 2x and 16.
By?
2.
When I do this, do I get that special rule where it says flip everything? Why not? Because there's not a negative. It only happens when you divide by a negative. So I get x is greater than 8. Does it matter where I put my 8 on my number line? No, you're drawing your own number line. It doesn't have to be perfect and beautiful. It's just me. If you don't have one, there's extras on the chair. On the 8, do I get an open dot or a closed dot?
Open.
Does it go to the left or to the right? We then create our interval notation. We know one of our numbers is. We know our other number is an infinity. We don't get given another number, so we know the other one's an infinity. Is it an infinity to the left or an infinity to the right? If that infinity is to the right, is it positive or negative? Positive. Does the 8 get a parenthesis or a bracket? Why? Because it is not equal to. It has an open dot. It gets that like curvy parenthesis. How about the infinity? It's a parenthesis. Always. Always, always, always. Because you never know what infinity equals. If you do, you deserve a Nobel Prize. And hopefully you share the money with Miss Thornton. Yes? No. There were so many of you who shook your heads. No, that's so sad. Can I at least get a Starbucks gift card, maybe? Yes. Okay. So, 15. What do I do?
Add x to 5.
Yeah. You are more than welcome to go the other way if you would like to. Sometimes it's nice for us not to have negatives. Although I do know some of you like to make sure that the x's are on that left-hand side from the beginning. It's your choice. Now what?
Subtract 4 from 12.
Subtract 4 from both sides. I'm out of space. I'm moving. Now what? Divide by 6 on both sides. Is that my answer? Okay, I can simplify it. So when I simplify, I can divide by 2, and I can divide by 2. And so I'm going to get 4 over 3 is less than x. Is that my answer? Ooh. It's not. What's wrong here? Not the fraction. Fraction's okay. You're allowed to have fractions as an answer. The x has to go in front. Huh?
Why does it have to go in front?
Because in order for our left and right rule to work with that sign, it has to come in front. And then my like clever, creative way is I don't want to show up at a party and not know my ex was in the backyard. Just tell me that they're gonna be there. So give me that first. If I flip my x and my 4/3, I also have to flip that sign. The open mouth still has to be going towards the x. If I flip them, I flip the sign. So I write like a little asterisk here that says flip everything. I've also been using the word switch, so it's your choice. What's your favorite? Okay. Just to practice, I'm wondering, is 4/3 bigger or smaller than 1? Is 4/3 bigger or smaller than 1? It's bigger. Is 4/3 bigger or smaller than 2? So it goes in between those. Should 4/3 be closer to 1 or closer to 2? So I'm going to put my dot here. Are you welcome to put just a line that says 4/3? Yeah, if you're creating it yourself, of course. I just wanted you to practice with the fraction in case I gave you something. It's kind of like page 285. They kind of gave you the numbers and you had to put it in between places. So, does this point left or right?
Right.
I gave it an open dot. Why?
Because it is not equal.
Because it's not equal to anything. I need interval notation. What number am I on? 4/3 or 4/3. Does it point towards positive infinity or negative infinity?
Positive.
And that goes to the right, yeah? The 4/3, does it get a parenthesis or a bracket? The infinity, does it get a parenthesis or a bracket? 4/3 get parentheses because it is not equal to, it has an open dot. Infinity gets parentheses because infinities always get parentheses. I'm going to skip. I'm going to 19. I'm going to skip. I'm going to 19. What would you like me to do?
Distribute.
You may also divide by 2 here, but most of us like to distribute. 2x plus 10 is less than or equal to 6. Now what?
Subtract 6.
Ooh. If I subtract 6 from both sides, I'm leaving some aside with nothing. So that's not my preferred method. I'm going to subtract the 10. Trying to get the x alone, moving things away from the x. I'm going to try to keep those both sides having something if I can. 2x is less than or equal to -4. I'm out of room. I'm going to rewrite. Now what? When I divide by 2, do I need to put an asterisk there? Should I flip everything? No, it does not go with that rule. So there's a few of you who have memorized that rule of if there's a negative, you flip the sign. That's not quite right. You're really, really close. You flip the sign if you divide by a negative. You did not divide by a negative here. The negative stayed put.
So if it was negative 2x, then you flip it.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not x, it's not going to flip.
Right, so if that negative is not with the x, it is not going to flip. So, what do I put on my number line? -2. Does -2 get an open dot or a closed dot? Does it point to the left or to the right? That means in my interval notation, what is my known number? -2. Do I get another number there? An infinity. A negative infinity. Well, if you know it's negative, it goes to the... So the infinity goes on the leftward side. When it's pointing left, it's going less and less and less towards the negatives.
So if the number like this is negative, the infinity is going to be a negative.
So this happened to be a -2. The thing that causes the negative infinity is that arrow points left. And so since that arrow points left, it's pointing negative and negative and negative and negative. So your infinities.
Okay.
Does my -2 get a parenthesis or a bracket?
Parentheses. Or sorry, bracket.
It gets a bracket. It gets a straight line bracket because of this straight line equal sign. It is also a solid dot. It's a colored in dot. It's like a nice solid bracket. Negative infinity gets a, because infinities always get parentheses. This is where I'm stopping my video recording. You are working